AM 640 is more stimulating talk radio. Trust me. This is Joe Crummey. Welcome to another great show, Saturday evening, November 21st, all across Southern California, the great Southwest. We will be with you until 10 o'clock tonight. And as you know, I do two Crummey talk shows every weekend. I'll be back tomorrow night for the regular show, Sunday evenings at 8 o'clock. Honestly, more entertainment than you have a right to expect from a weekend radio show. Okay, 22 minutes now after 9 o'clock. Death Styles of the rich and famous Matthew Anderson, my guest, director of undertaking at Graveline Tours. Matthew, again, very cool to see you. I want you to kiss up on that microphone again.
I will do, yes.
All right, get close to that thing. Yeah. Are you, let me see now. All right, let's take some of these calls. Why don't we go right to Jack in Sherman Oaks. Jack, you were on KFI.
Hi there, Joe.
Yes, sir.
Hi, Matthew, I wanted to say I've been on the tour and I've enjoyed it a lot. However, I did want to set the record straight on something.
Yeah.
Which is I'm married to Cass Elliott's daughter.
Oh, really?
And she did die of a heart attack, which was caused by the muscular on the heart being constricted from excess fat.
Oh, right.
They did find a sandwich in the room, but it wasn't a ham sandwich, and I don't know what kind of sandwich it was.
Well, then why is this thing about Mama Cass and a ham sandwich for 20 years now? What's the deal?
See, what happened was she died overseas, and at the time, due to all the different legalities of customs, etc., the management did not know if she died of natural causes or if it was drug-related or whatnot, and this story perpetuated.
Oh, I see, yeah. It's like one of those legends that's got out of hand, isn't it, really?
Yeah, they did a piece on Entertainment Tonight not too long ago where they interviewed the coroner.
Right.
Okay. And he went on record as straightening it out. But I did enjoy your tour, and I
appreciate that.
I just wanted to set the record straight.
No, thank you.
Not a ham sandwich. Where are you calling from, Jack? It sounds like you're at a payphone.
I certainly am. I pulled over and want to give you guys a call.
All right, totally cool. Thanks for the call.
Thank you. Joe.
Okay, fine.
Bye-bye.
I don't believe that guy for a second.
No, do I. I don't believe he came on the tour either, but never mind.
But seriously, what are you getting for those tours? $30?
$30 each, yeah.
Jesus, is it worth it?
For them or me?
Well, either.
Neither of us, I know.
It's not worth it for either one of you guys.
Exactly.
All right, Janis Joplin. What's the deal? Janis died in a really dumpy Hollywood hotel. Why?
You said that, not me. It's a lovely motel.
It is not. It's a dump.
Is it? Oh, right, okay.
What's the deal?
She was there. It was October the 4th, 1970. In fact, 22 years tomorrow, actually. Perhaps we should have a think about that for a minute or so. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's think about that.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought about it.
Right, so did I. Right. 22 years tomorrow. Overdose of things and various drugs and what have you.
Have you read her sister's new book on her, by the way?
Oh, no, I haven't. No, I look forward to that. Well, I'm sure that man in Sherman Oaks has. He might be ringing me up about it in a minute.
Okay. Well, I'm sure she'll call.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it wasn't booze and it wasn't drugs. I'm telling you, and the hotel is nice. Okay?
It was a ham sandwich, wasn't it, Janis Joplin?
Now, have you been... Maybe she was... Now, have you been to the room she died in?
Yes, I have. Yes, a lovely room. In fact, I get quite a lot of people who come on the tour and they actually go and stay in the room she died in. They want to get some of her aura, some of her presence. Man. It seems to be the thing to do. I stayed there one night and I left after about half an hour. The aura was too much for me. I needed to go home.
You serious?
Yes, I was getting shaking feelings, a bit like I am now, yeah.
Matthew, you're pulling my leg, aren't you?
No, I'm not at all, Mr. Crummey, no.
All right, Harry in speaking of pulling things, Harry in Los Angeles. Harry, you're on KFI.
Yeah, I just want to know how Marilyn Monroe died. I heard so many things on, different things like murder or suicide.
As far as I'm
Wasn't it Bobby Kennedy? Didn't he... What's the deal?
Perhaps they were behind. I wouldn't like to say. I don't know definitely. I only know what everyone else knows. I imagine that somebody was behind it. Yes, I think it was probably murder. I can't say who it was. Yes, I think so.
Do you think it should be reopened, the investigation?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, I know.
Come on.
I know the Marilyn Monroe fan club. They've been lobbying now that we give out a copy of Marilyn Monroe's death certificate on the start of the beach tour.
You've
got it?
Yep.
How did you get that if you didn't pay your money? You've got it. Right.
I've got connections.
All right, and the cause of death is probable suicide, but the actual the fan club have been lobbying for many years now to try and get it changed to murder, and I think that's perhaps what should happen.
So, really? Because I think maybe those people who are still thinking about Marilyn should get a life in a hurry.
Well, I think you're being very unfair to the man.
You think
so? Yeah, he's probably sitting there with his pictures on his wall, very upset about things.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well,
it just went 30 years since she died, sir, so you've got my commiserations out there.
All right, I'll ask you a normal, boring question. Why do you think she's bigger in death than life?
I have no idea. I couldn't answer that or James Dean. I have no idea at all. To me, Montgomery Clift should be the biggest of them all, but he's
You got a
dead.
thing for him, man. What is it with you and him?
Oh, me and him. He's the whole reason I'm in America. He's the reason I'm here.
Are you serious?
Yeah, when I first came over, all I wanted to do was a Montgomery Cliff tour, and that was it. I wanted to do my own little tour. That's exactly what my wife said. I only get about one person a week on that, so I gave it a miss, and thank God I did. But anyway, that's all I wanted to do when I first came over, really. Yeah, I wanted to go anywhere he'd been. A man who don't go his own way is nothing. Do you remember that in Here to Eternity? No, you don't remember it.
No, I don't.
It's a great line, though.
I don't know that much about him.
Oh, you should do. He's worth reading about.
I'm just glad you did the whole thing. All right, let's talk about Lenny Bruce.
Lenny Bruce.
The comedian, the guy who was like really a kind of a wild man.
Absolutely.
How did he die? And
he died out of a drug overdose again, didn't he, up in his home in the Hollywood Hills.
Was that a dump? Were they all die in dumps? What's the deal?
We don't have much about him. I tell a story about him. What I quite admire about him was he was taken to court quite a few times, and he defended himself. I can't remember exactly the reasons why, and he won every time before he died, but it's like, it was such a strain on his resources, he couldn't go on any longer.
Why was he busted? Was it busted for the obscenities? Is that
and other things, yeah. You have to look it up exactly.
Was he like the Woody Allen kind of guy? Is that what he was busted for?
No, I don't think so. I don't know. Well, you mean he was funny like Woody Allen, do you?
Well, no, I was saying something cheap and disgusting.
I know you were, that's why I tried to ignore it.
Okay, well, please don't. All right, Larry in Bellflower. Larry, you're on KFI.
Yeah, I was just wondering about some of the cast involved in the Our Gang comedies.
Alfalfa.
Alfalfa, yeah.
He was shot over a $50 bet. Don't know if you know that story. He was drunk one evening. He went round to claim $50 from this man who supposedly owed him the money. He took out, I think he took out a knife and was for $50, which is pathetic. Anyway, he was very drunk.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. It was worth a lot more.
Exactly. He couldn't even attack him with the knife, and the other man shot him. That was the end of poor old Alfalfa. Yeah. Wow. Terrible, isn't it? That's all I really know about the Our Gang comedies. You better speak to Greg about that. He's more an Our Gang man. He knows all the interesting people. I know the Bogarts and the Coopers.
Speaking of Bogarts, I want to talk about that. But this Alfalfa guy, was he like penniless at the end?
I don't think he was really, no. He just fancied the $50 that evening. I don't know why.
Just wanted the $50.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, that's really weird. All right, your calls for Matthew Anderson from Graveline Tours. He's the executive... excuse me. Well, no, you're not the executive.
No.
What are you? You're the director of
Undertakings, yes.
Yes, sir. Linda in Northridge. Linda, you're on KFI.
Hi, I'd like to know, how are you? Hello. I'd like to know about, if you know anything about Tyrone Power, how he died, or any information on him.
He died in a dueling scene. I think it was in Spain. He was making a film and they were having a dueling scene. I think he actually died officially of a heart attack during the dueling scene. He's got a nice tomb, actually, in the Hollywood Cemetery, with a lovely passage from Hamlet on the tomb. It's very nice. He was a nice-looking man, Tyrone Power, and that's how he died, a dueling scene.
I see.
Yeah.
Are any of his children alive? Or
yes, certainly they are. One's actually a singer in Italy, or was. I saw we have something in Europe called the Eurovision Song Contest. Basically, it's every country in Europe gets together the worst song they can, and they put it in a competition every year. And she sung the Italian version one year, about 2 or 3 years ago, I saw. So, yeah, she's alive and well.
Okay, what about any sons?
I don't know about any sons. I think he has got one good-looking son somewhere. Yeah, who looks very much like him, I think.
Yeah, the name is fine, but what about the home number? That's what Linda wants.
No.
Of course not.
He's terrible, isn't he, Linda?
If he had followed in his father's, footsteps in terms of acting.
I think he tried at one time, but I don't really know much about him, Linda. But don't listen to Mr. Crummey. He's cheapening the whole program.
Cheap and tasteless, and that's the show. All right, Linda.
Yes?
Thanks for calling.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. All right, let's talk about... talk about Bogey. He's my man. He's my Montgomery Cliff.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about the Bogmeister. Now, didn't he die? Was he a cancer guy?
Esophageal cancer, too much smoking, basically, the truth on that.
And that's it?
January the 4th, he was born Christmas Day, 1899. He died January the 14th, 1957, in a nice home in Holmby Hills, very nice home.
Was he still with Lauren Bacall?
Absolutely was, very much so at the end,
what about affairs? Were there affairs?
I don't know much about affairs. I think he was quite a good man. He was quite a hard drinker, Bogart, and I think he was quite an honest, upstanding sort of American man.
I don't trust guys who don't drink.
You don't?
No.
Oh, right. Oh, well, I'm completely the opposite. I do.
You what do you mean? You do drink?
No, I trust people who don't drink.
Why?
Because I think he's very honest.
They're honest? I like people that drink, but they're not alcoholics. I like the struggle.
Oh, you really? Yeah, that's very true. Actually.
All right, yes. Well, we're getting off the subject, but all right, this thing about Bogart.
No, it's an interesting subject. I'd like to come back.
Why don't you come back and we'll talk about drinking? Well, there's nothing with the hell with this all Hollywood stuff. So Bogart, Boozer, what about the Santana, his boat? Is that still around?
I don't think so, no. Somewhere got lost in the things with poor old Bogey. He's just so interesting man, actually, Bogart. It was recently discovered that he was actually a 7th cousin to Princess Diana in England.
No.
Which I thought might upset him, actually, but yeah, apparently that was discovered. I loved his face. He always looked troubled and worried. You said you like people who drink. You trust people who drink. I like people with troubled, worried faces because it shows they think. And I think he overthought. I think Montgomery Cliff did the same thing. It can be a trouble. You have that problem. I can see by your face. You overthink about things.
You're damn right.
Absolutely.
Are you a psychic?
Yeah, absolutely. I've done that as well. Yes.
No, you're right. It's true because I do think too much.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Well, all right, let's take that break now. My guest is Matthew Anderson. He is the director of undertaking for the Hollywood-based Graveline Tours. Go to the phones. If there's something... Why are you laughing?
If there's something that's worrying you, you're going to say, will you?
If there's something that's worrying you, give us a call. 1-800-767-4KFI. Any information about the death styles of the rich and famous, we know tonight.
I'd like to talk to another Montgomery Cliff fan, if there's anybody out there.
Any Montgomery Cliff freaks out there, please give us a call. We're desperate tonight for...
I don't want anyone who married his sister or anything like that, please.
All right, fine. 1-800-767-4KFI. And locally from Los Angeles and... San Fernando and the People's Republic of Santa Monica to 520-1KFI. It's a great show.
It's a marvelous show.
It is a great... You having a good time?
Yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying myself.
How much is it worth to you then?
About $30.
$30. All right, I want a free tour then. You going to do it?
No, I thought you were paying me the $30.
I can only accept stuff up to $25. Give me a discount.
Okay, yeah.
Thank you. He's biting his tongue when he says that. Okay. This is KFI AM 640. More stimulating talk radio. I'm Joe Crummey. We'll come right back.